Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now recently I was at SHOT Show 2023 over in Las Vegas representing Bestech as their US service representative at the Bestech booth, giving demonstrations to some of the, and I'd say larger YouTube channels, some of the smaller YouTube channels, and all the people at the show. Very, very fun. But at this point, I have all of the new models for the 2023 model year here. And well, not all of them. Some of the knives are already making the rounds to other reviewers, but the ones I have here today, we're going to talk about these in detail. And then beyond that, I have a quick little demonstration. Met a few really cool people at the show, and we have a little bit of artwork to show off at the end. So in today's video, a nice little demonstration. But with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. And so yes, again, the 2023 lineup from Bestech. A number of knives here. We're going to go into them in just a little bit of detail. Then I'm going to get these all boxed up, sent out to all the other review channels so they can go in depth and really start to rip these things apart. I'm going to give you a basic overview, some of the talking points that I went through at the show, and then, as I mentioned at the very end, a cool little art piece. As I was saying, met some really neat people, and I have some cool things to share with you. So with that, let's flip the camera around and we'll get into it. Now here is the BL07 and colorway D. This here is the Skirmish. So coming out of 2022, the Skirmish was a 2022 model. Here you can see the updated version for 2023. And the BL line is sort of that mid-tier lineup. So here you can see this is in a Damascus. So Bestech oftentimes using like a VG Damascus. This has a coral G10 handle, so very neat. Now there will be 4 different colorways. Again here, the D being that orange. And there are, again, blue, white, and black offerings. A pretty neat look, all things considered. This is a slightly larger blade. Very interesting, where you end up with a couple of different deployment methods. So you sort of have your flipper tab, which is very simple. You have the hole here for a number of different sort of flicking methods. So whether you get on it with your thumb over the top, you can kind of slow roll it. Very simple. Kind of nice. End up with a choil now that's a little bit undersized, but at the same time capable of getting up on the blade, reaching over the top. A little bit of jimping that you kind of don't get a huge benefit from. It's just kind of misplaced a little bit. Should be maybe a little more forward there for that forward grip, but you do end up with a fantastic blade shape. It's a little funny at first. I didn't know what to think about it, but at this point, I definitely appreciate the overall blade shape for its utility-driven purpose. You definitely have the ability to really get in with that point. You can see as we turn the knife over, sort of in the profile there, it is a very thin and refined tip, yet at the same time, nice stout overall blade. So pretty cool. Deep ride pocket clip with recessed screws. That is definitely a nice thing. And then just a simple backspacer. So all in all, the Skirmish, the BL07, very nicely done here for 2023. But speaking about coral G10, the BT2301 and the variant D, this is the Keen 2. So the Keen 2 is a fairly large blade here, you can see, by Cohen's Craft. Now, Cohen's Craft does have their own Keen 1 version, which is more of the custom knife. If you're not familiar with Cohen's Craft, Morgan Cohen's does have custom knives, the Keen 1 being smaller and more of their custom line. Here, the Keen 2 teaming up with Bestech. Now, there will be 6 different variants. So here you can see this is with S35VN, this particular variant here with the blue coral G10. It's considered to be sort of that like black stone-washed look. Very nice. This will also have satin finishes and then standard like stone wash with satin flats. Very cool. Now, this is definitely a nice honkin' size knife. The detent originally I thought was stiff. When I first was getting on it, I kind of was hitting that thumb stud at a funny angle. but when you get on that the right way, it just flies open, tons of blade mass. This is just a nice, large, and chunky blade, but really at the same time, kind of sleek in profile. I do like the way this looks, very aggressive. I like that little fuller. I like the fact that it's a clip point design, and as I said during the show, I could see this being a fantastic fixed blade offering. So if you like yourself a slightly larger blade, as we put it down here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4¼ inches in cutting edge. Nice large blade, pretty nicely done. Titanium frame lock, nice clip. Looks like it's actually going to be fairly low profile, fairly slim, all things considered, even though it's a slightly larger knife. And boom, just the power of the Keen 2. This knife is sick. I do really like this. Very nicely done from Bestech, and a great design from Cohen's Craft. This here is the Icarus. This is a niche design, small little pocket knife, really cool. You can see here just flying open. Now I think this is intended to be sort of like a, front flipper. I'm not great at front flippers in general, but as you can see here, it does have ridiculously perfect detent. This knife, for as little as it is, boom, it's like almost like it's spring assisted. It's insane. So again, this is the Icarus. There are 6 different variants. This particular one here, you can see pretty nice with the satin flats all the way up on a full flat grind to an unsharpened swedge. Titanium on the handle, so a titanium frame lock design. This is in M390, so this is in the premium line, BT knives. This is the BT 2303, and in my hands here, this is the A variant, which is kind of that bronzy look. So you can see like that black bronze look on the handle. Beautiful. I really like this knife. It's sort of a sleeper. I feel like at first it wasn't quite catching my attention, but now that I'm holding it and the more time I spend with it, just the little details. I love the details on the thumb studs. Very nice, really cool, simple design, elegant, but it's the blade just, so good on the deployment, just so good. Really nice little offering from Bestech and Niche Designs, the Icarus. Now you can see that Bestech came out with a lot more of the premium knives, a lot of the BT lineup, one in the mid-tier BL line, but this one here, this is the Bihai. This is in the budget BG line, and this is an offering from Oh Stop Hell. So if you're not familiar with Oh Stop Hell, you've been probably not paying too much attention or just not paying attention to the designers in the Bestech lineup, but this Bihai is part of the boutique line. So if you're familiar with the Tulip and the Ivy and a number of the other designs that have been coming out in the past couple of years, Oh Stop Hell has absolutely been instrumental in developing the lineup. And here the Bihai, again, part of the boutique line, and the Bihai is a flower that's kind of taking after the lobster claw, they say. So anyway, very interesting. Again, this is sort of a front flipper design. Now I'm absolutely horrendous at them. It's a smaller knife. You can kind of get in that that opening there and use that. But really, I mean, if you can get on that front flipper, it will definitely fly open. Now, this is going to have 10 different variants. So the model is the BG53. What you see here is the variant D1. So 10 different variants, all different colors, red G10, blue G10. There's going to be white, number of different blade finishes. Some of them are going to be two-tone, just really, really cool. And this is in 14C28N, which is a great steel to be putting in the budget line. Bestech started doing sort of more different, I'd say, steel options in 2022, and that seems to be the case moving into 2023. So again, very simple little backspacer, nicely milled out, just a little bit of a detail, cool jimping over the top of the spine, nicely done. And then on the clip, very simple. This is going to be a right hand carry only, which works fine for me. A little bit of skeletonizing on the inside and just a simple little offering from Bestech in combination with Oh Stop Hell. So again, that is the Beehive. And there's no doubt that in 2023, the flagship model is the BT2206. Here is the C variant. This is the Mothis. This is a kombu design, which I was so fortunate just to have a good quality week. He was my roommate at the hotel. We hung out all week. We got breakfast and lunch every day. We hung out at the show. I really got to know kombu. He is absolutely one of my favorite people in the world. An amazing, amazing just human being, an amazing designer. I mean, this guy really has his act together. And this here is the Mothis. This is kombu's newest design. You can see it does leverage the crossbar style lock. Has a reversible clip for righties and lefties. Beautifully done. Now this is titanium. This is going to be in M390. So your premium steel, premium build, lots of machining. Look at all the detail. The crossbar lock, some people are saying, is a little bit stiff. I'll give you that, but I also think it's going to break in nicely over time. And once you get used to the thumb disc, it does fly open. You can see it takes a little bit of practice, but once you get used to it, no problem. Nice large blade, and again, as you kind of get on that there, what people are missing is the fact that you don't necessarily need to pull that all the way back. You pretty much just need to get it started, and once you get it started, the blade just starts to move. I mean, you don't need to really do too much to get that blade moving, and it will come right out. So this is going to be nice and fidgety, no problem. It's going to have a good overall quality and stiff detent. That's the other thing about a crossbar style lock. Sometimes they are not that stiff, and when that's the case, they can open up in your pocket, especially for a tip up carry that can be a little bit sketchy. So here you can see doing a nice job. It's a fairly stiff spring, but at the same time, you really don't need much to get that blade started, and it will come right out. So people just kind of got to get used to this a little bit, get used to the geometry and the overall sort of design elements, and I think it will all make sense. Nice little backspacer, very simple, cool design, just milled right into the clip, and also the open space on the reverse side. So very nicely done. So again, this here, the BT2206 Mothis, Bestech Knives, kombu design, fantastic. Now, last but not least, this is just a fun sort of art piece to show off and demonstrate. So while we were at the show, we hung out the entire time with a very interesting guy. He was really, really nice. Spent a huge amount of time just invested into the booth, helping with different setup, helping with demonstrations as we needed. And he had these knives. Now, these are manufactured by Bestech. Now, these are not Bestech knives, but these are manufactured by Bestech, and these are called the hand-cut knife. So the hand-cut knife, designed by Granger McCoy, and these are basically an art piece. And as you take a look, you'll notice this really cool box. So very nicely done. Has sort of a leaf design. You can see here, just really neat, subtle, but very nice. Beautiful wood, nicely crafted. The box, beautiful. And in fact, I have two boxes here. So a larger and a smaller. Very nice. Again, basically an art piece. And as we spin this around, you can see just some nice brass hinges. Just beautiful. But the fun comes in the overall display and presentation, where now, as we open up the box from the hand-cut knife, well, inside is the hand-cut knife. And just perfectly machined and married to the box with these nice little magnets here. You can see just perfectly magnetized, creating a really unique presentation. As we open it up, the box, again, just nicely rounded, chamfered, and everything fitting in here so perfect. And as we take a look at these, again, there are two. Now, there's more than two models, but these are the auto models. So these are automatic. You can see here as we take out the larger one here, the larger does have a clip, Beautifully done, kind of like the stem of the leaf right down the middle there. You can see the pivot assembly, very simple. Granger McCoy, the little maker's mark there. And as we deploy the knife, again, very cool where everything just fully aligned, but it starts to sort of unfold itself, reveal itself. And that's the case not only for the larger knife, you can see here, just beautifully done, but also the smaller knife, so the little baby brother. And both of these in S35 VN steel titanium. You'll notice this one does not have a pocket clip, but very simple and beautifully done. So the manufacturing from Bestech, and a lot of people don't realize, most people probably do, but Bestech is just sort of the house brand, and they are an OEM manufacturer. So when people like Granger McCoy have, knives they want to produce, and like these art pieces or other brands that you may be more familiar with, well, at the back end of it all, Bestech is often involved, and they're doing the manufacturing. So beautifully done here from Bestech, and a really cool offering from Granger McCoy. And so if you're interested in these, take a look at the description box below where there will be contact information for Granger McCoy, and of course all the rest of the Bestech knives that you saw here today. And so again, some very nice offerings from Bestech in their 2023 lineup. Very nicely done, and some little sleepers that just, the more I play with them, the more they catch my attention. And I can't wait to personally get some of these in my hands to try them out for myself. I can tell you some of these I am absolutely going to pound on. This Keen 2 just needs to get put to good hard field use. This knife is badass. And the rest of them very, very nice. And so at this point, these knives are going to go to the rest of the reviewers. I have to pass these around. We got to get them out there. We need all the rest of the knife community to see these, enjoy them, and really get the benefit of holding these in their hands, demonstrating them to their fans. So you're going to see a lot more of all of these, including the hand-cut knife. So both of these hand-cut knives are going to go out. People are going to start to get them out there, take a look at them. And with that, that wraps up my general overview for the 2023 models. And so, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, that channel is growing quickly. I have a ton of videos up there. So if you like what you see here on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check me out on Outer Limitless 2. So, all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.